Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And
And
we're
what the fuck?
we're the
Nerdy Bros. Are you Cookie Monster over there?
I was taking a bite of my burger,
That
guys.
threw me off guard.
I'm so sorry.
Welcome back, everybody.
Well, well, last time you weren't prepared, or last time I wasn't prepared for something, so I thought I'd do something funny and unique. So we had a burger, so I just took a big bite.
Big biter crime. As you guys can see, or not see, we decided to do an audio-only episode today, mainly because I forgot to charge the camera, and I don't feel like waiting.
Hey, time constraints.
So we're doing an audio-only episode this week. Potentially might still upload it to YouTube, but it'll still just be audio only. Anywho's it's welcome back. Hope everybody's been having a good week. Summer, I guess technically still not started because it didn't start till the 21st of June or whatever. But I know most people who are in school or whatever, summer break. If not, or if you're a teacher or something related to school, summer break.
Some teachers already have their summer break started.
Yeah. So welcome to summer. Anyway,
Summer 2014.
how about the chlorophyll?
Go on. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the show. Sorry we missed you guys last week. Dun, 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 you guys know about us. That's why stuff happened. But anyways, we'll kick things off. Ready with action. Coming off quickly with Junior's Hot Take. And this is part of the episode where we talk about something new and upcoming. Get Junior's Hot Take and hot opinion on it. And Junior, I think we had discussed before that this was probably like a good spot to end it. And this will almost kind of roll into what we talk about later in the episode. But we had talked about how there was probably really no real way to continue it. It was a fantastic story in and of itself. But we are getting a sequel. And Cal Kestis will return. And is it called Jedi Survival? The first game was called Jedi Fallen Order.
Tito.
I know this one's
It's
called...
your hot take, man.
I know,
That means
I
you're
know it's
supposed
called
to do
Survival, but I don't think it's called Jedi Fallen Order Survival.
No,
Excuse me.
it's called Jedi Survivor, not even
Survival.
Survival.
It's not Survival. I had it wrong. Either way, sequel.
I are wrong. Yeah, we got to see the first little teaser trailer on it. Actually, this was all part of the Star Wars celebration that went on for 3 days. I actually watched like two full videos of it on YouTube. It was right at the very end of May. So we got like tons of reveals, like for new shows that are coming out. This game, and we got to see the little teaser, and yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, just the visuals. The thing is, back in the day, you know how like you would see a trailer for something, and you're like, man, that looks awesome, but the game didn't look like the trailer because the trailer was always like CGI, and nowadays that's not the case. The trailers often look just as good as the games.
I mean, you still sometimes might get that little disclaimer at the bottom that says not actual game footage. But
Yeah.
Yeah, more often than not, the graphics at least stay the same.
Yeah. Obviously, we both played Jedi Fallen Order. We got the plat. I don't remember. Was there ever DLC for it? And if there was,
No.
like, I didn't play it.
No DLC.
That game was amazing. I'm excited for. I'm excited. I love Star Wars, so I'm excited for pretty much anything Star Wars. We didn't really get to see a whole lot of stuff. I don't even remember. Did we see Darth Vader again?
Like at
Because
the
we
end
saw
or in the
somebody
game
in like
general?
we saw somebody like in a BAFTA tank. You do see that. I don't know if that's Darth Vader.
Wasn't it supposed to be? Because don't you see him like without the top half of his helmet?
I think you well they have to wear the respirators because they're technically like underwater or whatever. Mm-hmm. So like regardless, whoever was in the BAFTA
Well, I
tank,
mean, he's
they'd
like
be
always
that.
wearing a respirator though, right?
Yeah. Like he's just fucked up. His lungs, he inhaled too much volcanic fumes.
Is that what it is?
I have no idea. I'm just making that
I mean,
up.
I would believe that, but because he got burnt the shit out of, and he got his legs and his
lost
one
both of his
good
arms.
cut off. So it's just like, I would believe that he like inhaled too much of, damn, what was that planet that they're on called?
Mustafar.
Yeah, Mustafar.
Don't make me talk with my mouth full.
I mean, I've been doing it. What else are we supposed to do? We're shoveling food in our mouths while we're trying to do this podcast.
Yeah. So, yeah, the game looks awesome.
What are your predictions for it, though? Like,
I mean, like, as far as story, I don't know, because what I really liked, like, spoilers for this game that came out, I think, like 2 years ago. Maybe 3 now.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I think it came out maybe 2019, but potentially 2020, I'm not sure. They find the holocrone that has all the force-sensitive kids or people that are, like, in the galaxy, and Cal Kestis destroys it and says, like, this, that it'll protect them more if they're not discovered. I mean, you see who you would assume, like, because in the game it already happened, Inquisitors were coming after him. So, like, I would just assume that Inquisitors are still going to be after Cal.
Yeah, so the timeline is set. It is after episode 3, but before episode 4.
I mean, that's what happened in the first one also.
Yeah. Well, I meant, you were talking about the first one. That's why I said.
Oh,
the
yeah,
timeline
yeah,
is set. The Inquisitor stuff happens in between episodes 3 and 4. Because obviously, once episode 4 starts, there are no Inquisitors.
Yeah. So I would assume that this probably takes place at the same time, because I think you saw Inquisitors again in the trailer.
Yes. They're still going on. But you did end up finding out that one of the pilots on the ship that Cal's on ends up being an old Jedi Master who just had like cut herself off from the Force, and then you also find out that the final boss that you fight was her Padawan, and I think she was like she's the second sister.
I think so.
Who's the? Oh, it's third sister in Kenobi right now, right?
No, I think she's the 5th sister. I have to look. I'll look.
No, because it's the dude that's wearing like the helmet thing with the green face. He's the 5th brother or something. I don't know. There's too many Inquisitors. They should have just given them names instead of calling them numbers in Inquisitor. But, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, she's the second sister.
Yeah, so the second
Trilla's the second sister.
Yeah, she ends up being the boss at the end, and it also happens to be the Padawan.
Because you also fight like the 6th sister or the 9th sister.
Yeah, I think it's the 9th. The 9th or the 7th sister. Something like that, yeah. But yeah, those are the two base Inquisitors that you end up fighting that are after you.
Yeah, you fight the 2nd and the 9th sister. Mm-hmm. The 9th sister is that huge giant.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
The Hulk Inquisitor. But, yeah. So it's just like, so this all happened, and then, yeah, I still do think that we get to see some Inquisitors in the trailer, but it's just like, I wonder what's going on now, because the whole plot of the first game was unlocking that holocrone so that Cal could basically go and find these Force-sensitive children, and then just like you said, he ends up destroying it at the end so they can't be found. So it's I'm definitely curious to see what the new path is going to be. On top of the fact that they had really cool customization when it came to the lightsabers, you ended up with a dual lightsaber that you could switch from being one-handed, or you could switch from being a one-sided to double-sided, and then you could split it and use like 2 lightsabers. So I wonder if they're going to do something where you have to start that from scratch again.
Yeah.
Or if you'll start with all your Force powers. I don't know. I'm extremely excited to see what they're going to do with this, because they could literally do almost anything.
Yeah, the dude in Kenobi is the 5th brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the 2 other Inquisitors. Yeah, and the other 2 are both female.
Yes, it's the third sister, who's been like the main antagonist. Then it was the Grand Inquisitor. And then I think it was the seventh sister, or I don't know. She's been there, but she hasn't really talked at all. I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very very excited about that. But moving things right along, we come to our fan favorite segment known as
Anime is an important part of our culture.
And you actually sent me this TikTok that was talking about like new animes that were kind of on the horizon. I know last week I talked about how we're finally getting new stuff for Hunter x Hunter. Something returning that I almost thought got canceled, or at least we weren't getting along. We're getting Overlord, like season 4, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. Like, I almost want to go back, at least rewatch the last season, because that show is amazing.
Yeah, when I watched that and I saw it, I'm like, oh, I have to send this to Tito if he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
He's going to be excited about the Overlord.
It looked like there was a lot of new romance animes coming out, like a lot of stuff that I hadn't heard of, like at all. Like basically, what I was most excited for, like in that thing that you had sent me, was essentially like
it was like
Overlord.
animes that were coming out this summer.
Yeah, so there was that, and then there was a few other things. I mean,
Which I thought that fuck. I thought that My Hero was a summer anime.
No, I thought it was. Isn't it fall? It's fall, and then they take like a winter break, and then it finishes up in.
You're right.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be getting back to My Hero. I don't think I talked about this on the other podcast, but I had mentioned before that I was kind of looking forward to Kaiju number 8 in Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Did we just get an official trailer?
No. That's just the release date.
Oh, October. Yeah.
October 22nd.
But Junior
October.
and some of my family, they were off on vacation in Virginia. And while they were over there, they actually brought back to the first 2 books in the manga Kaiju number 8 for me. And I read the series, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I don't know that it'll be getting animated anytime soon, especially because these are the only 2 issues that are out right now. But when it does get animated, this show is going to be epic.
What's it about?
So basically the main character, they're in Japan, and they're just kaiju, which are essentially, I think it's not the Japanese word for demon, because yokai is the Japanese word for demon, but kaiju's like, what is it? I'm trying to think. Kaiju is like, I think is kind of commonly referred to like what Godzilla
Kaiju's
is.
it's a giant monster.
Giant monster, yeah.
Giant
so
monster.
Godzilla, yeah, that's what it is. So anyways, so kaijus are basically just giant monsters that kind of like are coming out of the ground. And there are 2 kind of distinct jobs when it comes to kaijus. There's like the special forces team that takes them out. And then there's a cleanup crew that has to, after, and it's kind of funny to think about, after a giant monster is killed, you don't expect like the hero or something on cleanup duty. Someone else is cleaning it up. So the main character is this dude who has to like clean up all the guts and all this stuff.
We see that in Marvel, right? In Spider-Man.
Like you potentially would. That's what Michael Keaton, the Vulture, he gets a contract to clean up a bunch of the stuff after the Chitauri invasion, and then almost immediately the Stark, whatever company ends up taking over, and the guy was just like, dude, I just got these contracts, and I just paid for a bunch of this stuff, and you're gonna take my job away. And they're like, it's not my fault, take it up with whatever. And then that ends up being one of the reasons why he ends up becoming a criminal, because he had to pay back all the stuff that he had lost out on and keep like his crew running. So, but anyways, yeah, so they cleans up a part of that. Him and like a new guy that started working there get attacked by a kaiju. They get injured and they're in a hospital. And then while they're in the hospital, this tiny flying kaiju flies into the main character's mouth, and he ends up becoming like a human-sized but like super badass kaiju. And then it just turns into like, after he gets that, both of them end up trying out for like the special forces unit that take out kaiju, and then it follows on from there. But it's awesome. I definitely recommend the manga, and probably will not recommend enough when this show finally comes out. But
I'm trying to think back. Was there any other big shows from that TikTok that I sent you that
I'm trying to
were
think
coming out.
right
Because there was like a lot where it was like, finally we're getting a season 2 of like this, and I was just like, nope, don't know that. I think one of the main reasons was just that I sent you that was just because of season 4 of Overlord. But I don't remember if there was other animes that were on that list that I was like, oh, Tito's a fan of this.
Well, Devil's a Part-Timer season 2. If you like that show, I hear it's funny.
Okay.
Rent a Girlfriend season 2, which I haven't really heard anything about, but again, it looks like there's a lot of these other ones. Made in the Abyss was a kind of very popular one. It's like a dark anime though. But a season 2 for that's coming out. Oh, is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon season 4, July 23rd?
Yeah, that one. I remember that one.
Classroom of the Elite season 2, Shadow House season 2, a new anime Call of the Night. Yeah, and then it just looks like I said, it looks like there was a bunch of other like kind of romance animes or stuff that I really didn't know anything about. That almost sounds
Well, that one right here that I'm looking at, the Tensei Kenja no Isekai Life or whatever, and they were like, this seems like it's gonna like it's another one of those like
yeah.
the ones that have like the super super long name, but it's like, oh, what if I died and got reincarnated as a slime type thing? Looks like another one
Which
of
I
those.
love that show. There's a new anime coming out called My Stepsister.
Oh, and that one, like Ruby.
Oh, Ruby. Ruby's pretty big, but you didn't like the animation for that.
No, no. Yeah, I'm just saying like I know that's a big anime that people are into.
There's one of the new animes coming out too was called My Stepsister is My Ex-Girlfriend, which just,
Oh yeah,
which just also almost sounds like it could also be like a reality TV show.
yeah. I did see that too, and I was like, "What the hell? That's weird."
But yeah, just new anime, guys. Anything else to add to that, Junior?
The one thing I was gonna say is that I don't remember if I sent you this, but it was like the top anime in the U.S. like state by state. Mm-hmm. And do you know what the number 1 anime watched in Illinois is?
No,
It's One Piece. One Piece had like quite a few states.
Hell yes.
In the U.S., but I was just like, the only state that I care about is Illinois, obviously, because we live in Illinois. I was like, I wonder what's the number 1 anime in Illinois, and it's One Piece.
Was there any other names that popped out to you? Any other?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I still feel like Naruto would probably.
Yeah, I
be
was like,
one
I don't
as well.
know if I can. I think I just quickly Google it and see if I can find it.
Yeah, where did you see that originally?
I think I saw it. I think I saw it. Jesus Christ. I think I saw it on the Tickety Talk. I think I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, by state.
Yeah, one
Most popular anime by state. Yeah. Let's see if I can. I'll just go. I'll just quickly run through the whole thing here if I can.
Yeah, but first you got to sing 50 Nifty United States,
50
and then every time you name a state, you name the anime.
California, Sailor Moon, Colorado, One Piece, Alaska.
Really? California Sailor Moon?
Yeah. Sailor
Did that
Moon's still
get
super
rebooted?
popular. No, I don't think so, but it's just still super popular.
Okay.
Colorado, One Piece, Alaska, My Hero, Arizona, My Hero, Delaware, Pokemon. Come on, Delaware. Obviously, they haven't seen anything else. They're just like, oh, Pokemon, that's the best
Guys,
ever.
Pokemon as an anime was not good. You got to read the manga or just play the games.
Arkansas, My Hero, Connecticut, One Piece, Florida, One Piece, Alabama, Naruto, Georgia, One Piece, Hawaii, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Idaho, also Pokemon. What the? They're known for potatoes and Pokemon.
Yeah.
Illinois, One Piece. Indiana, Naruto. Iowa, My Hero. Kansas, Death Note.
So it looks like a bunch of depressed people down in Kansas.
Kentucky, One Piece. Louisiana's also Pokemon. Like Maine, also Pokemon. Are these people still in the fucking 90s?
What is going on here?
Maryland, One Piece.
Well, first of all, Pokemon has had a bunch of new seasons, but I'm just saying everything's been trash after season 1.
Yeah. Massachusetts, One Piece. Michigan, One Piece. Minnesota, One Piece. Pretty sure One Piece probably wins the whole country. Naruto in Mississippi. Missouri's got One Piece. Montana has One Piece. Nebraska, Death Note. Nevada, One Piece. New Hampshire, One Piece. New Jersey, One Piece. Jesus, One Piece. Jesus, One Piece.
What about New York? Like, I feel like that's the other big one.
New Mexico, Naruto. New York, One Piece.
Yes.
North Carolina, Death Note. North Dakota, Pokemon. I'm surprised to see so much Pokemon on here, to be perfectly
These
honest
are like
with you.
states that I almost would feel like as a judgment, I'd be like, no one probably watches anime in North Dakota.
Yeah,
And
so
then
it's the 6 kids that are still. Well, it's all the kids that are like, I like Pokemon, and they're because it's on fucking Netflix. So that's why Netflix is the most watched anime in those states. Mm-hmm. Ohio has One Piece. Oklahoma has My Hero. Oregon, One Piece. Pennsylvania, One Piece. Rhode Island, One Piece. South Carolina, One Piece. South Dakota, Pokemon, just like North Dakota.
Of course.
Tennessee, Naruto. Texas, Naruto. Utah, Attack on Titan. That's the only Attack on Titan is in Utah. All right, thank you, Mormons.
I was about to say all those Mormons. I really love Attack on Titan.
That might be for a different reason. Vermont, Pokemon. Virginia, One Piece. Washington, One Piece. West Virginia, One Piece. Wisconsin, really? Pokemon in Wisconsin.
Right
that's
up north?
That's weird.
Oh, snap.
And Wyoming, One Piece. I think One Piece
One
had
Piece definitely blew
I think
it
One
out.
Piece had easily 25, if not more, of the states. Like half the country's number one anime is One Piece.
Guys, there's a reason it is amazing and has over 1,000 episodes. Watch it. James, I'm not looking at you because there's no camera this time, but I know you listen. Just start it. Get back into it. Wherever you stop, it's 2-3 episodes a night,
Texas
man.
has Naruto.
You'll catch up. Well, James is.
You know
seen
what?
Naruto.
The only one on there that wasn't on there of the big 3 was Bleach. Not a single state has Bleach.
Well, but you were also talking about. See, that was the thing. That's why.
And also, Naruto is still ongoing. Not Naruto.
Boruto.
One Piece is still ongoing.
Yeah, One Piece is still ongoing.
Naruto's done. I mean, technically, Boruto continues
But Boruto's a new anime. That's the thing I was gonna say. Why I probably was like thinking, I was like, it might be a lot with Naruto, or maybe only a few, because once you finish Naruto, it's like done. Like My Hero is like a newer anime, and people are like, when you're trying to get someone into anime, My Hero I feel like is a big one for people to just be like, hey, watch
people are
this.
fucking crazy for My Hero.
Yeah, so and then since One Piece is ongoing, you still have all those diehard fans that are watching it all the time, and then even more so if you finally convince someone to watch it, they're binging all those episodes.
Yeah, but Dragon Ball Z was not anywhere on this list, and Bleach wasn't anywhere on this list either. Which is surprising to me.
I would almost say the argument that Dragon Ball Z is a little bit older now, but then at the same time, we got Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying.
states.
That's what I'm saying. Like Dragon Ball Z is technically still ongoing. I'm surprised that not a single state has Dragon Ball Z.
Ready for this hot take?
And there's like 6.
According to USA, Dragon Ball Z is apparently mid. You heard it here first. No, you know what it is? It's because Dragon Ball Super is trash that no one's watching it anymore. That's right, James. I said it.
Again. Hot trash garbage.
Yeah. Don't even try to say nothing about Texas now, because we all know you guys like Naruto. You guys are all just Naruto running down there. Anyways, anything else to add? That was pretty cool. I like that for the anime segment.
No, that's it. Segment over.
Yes, guys. Moving things right along.
What the hell? Yes, guys.
I don't know.
What was happening? You just got real excited?
Yeah,
that the segment was over?
I thought it was cool. I was most of the time for the segments, I'm just doing like little tidbits of information and sometimes a question. I thought we did that one kind of nicely. What have you been up to, Junior? What have you been up to? The people want to know.
I did get back into Black Flag. I played for like 3 hours the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I went into GameStop and Tungate was there, and I was talking to him, and we were talking about games that I was like, oh, when is Forspoken coming out? Because I thought that was coming out.
I was about to say, I've been meaning to go back and.
I asked. It's been like pushed back. I think It's pushed back to like September now potentially. But as I was telling him, I'm like, I don't care about games being pushed back if it's worth the wait.
Not like Cyberpunk.
Not like Cyberpunk 2077, not like Biomutant.
Oh man, Biomutant. What a freaking letdown.
Although here's the thing, Tungate said that he's heard that Cyberpunk has been like pretty much completely fixed now because it's been like 2 years since it came out.
Well, you also have a PS5.
And I also have a PS5
You
now,
just never
so
popped it back
I
in.
think I'm gonna give it a chance again. Well, I did re-download it, but you know what it is? I re-downloaded it, but I think I'm gonna start a brand new game
Yeah,
because
so
I
you
was
can
like
get that
4 or
trophy.
5 hours in. I think I'm just gonna start completely over.
Well, you were 4 or 5 hours in, but you also kept reloading that same shooting mission over and over and over.
Yeah,
because you were
yeah.
trying to get first place.
Well, I also just want to get better. I felt like I wasn't like I hadn't played it, and then I was trying to do a challenge where I had to be good at shooting. I was like, I haven't played this game in like 2 years, and I'm trying to do it now, and I suck. So, but yeah, I don't care about like those types of games being pushed back if they're gonna be good. So like Forspoken, and it was like crazy because we were talking about it's like everything's coming out towards the end of the year, and I was like, I hate when they do that. They compete with each other, and it's like, why are we having a dick measuring contest? Just put the games out sporadically so that we the players can enjoy them to their full extent instead of being like, I'm gonna start playing the brand new freaking Horizon game, and then a week later I'm gonna get rid of Horizon because I'm getting into Elden Ring, and I'm gonna be playing Elden Ring for the next 200 hours.
Well, hey, I platinum both, so it's okay. You can still do it.
Yeah, but like I'm saying is like I hate when they do that because it's not the only time that they've done that with other games too.
But they don't. It's not like, first of all, it's not like they're doing it on purpose.
I mean, yes, because they would know when other games are coming out. If we know when games are coming out, that means the company knows when the games are coming out.
Yeah, but
so they
what
could be like, I'm
but
not
what
going to
I'm
release
saying-
it 3 days after this other game that's going to be a huge title's coming out.
Well, okay, but that's like, I think the
No
biggest
games are releasing in the summer. When can kids play games the most?
thing- the summer.
In the summer. There's like no games coming out in the summer. Everything's coming out in the fall or at the end of the year. Like I get it for Christmas and stuff like that, but it's like, dude, release a game in the middle of June or July, and the kid's gonna play this game all summer long. Dun, 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 all summer long. Kid
was
Rock.
that? Oh,
Kid Rock all summer long.
no. Why, how dare you? Why would you sully our podcast?
Oh,
with
there's
Kid
a
Rock?
Sully Kid Rock.
No, God, no.
But yeah, so like that Forspoken's been pushed back. And then it's like we know that there's other games that are coming out towards the end of the year. Oh,
We're supposed to be. Isn't God of War this year too?
Arkham,
Oh, yeah. No, it's called Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights is going to be coming out towards
Suicide
the end of the
Squad
year.
versus kills the Justice League. Isn't that this year? Maybe not.
Which one?
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
Oh, I don't know. That one I'm not sure. But that's coming out. The Multiverses game should be coming out at some point. I mean, again, it's maybe just like a beat 'em up or a smash 'em up, but like
Or smash them up.
it's still gonna be. It still looks really cool and fun.
So, anyways, you were
Yeah,
playing
God
Black
of
Flag.
War. Yeah.
So you were playing Black Flag.
Yeah. And then I've been watching TV, and
I feel like you've actually watched quite a few things. Did that Godfather movie end yet? Or
no, the
series
show. No, that is called the.
end? Is that like weekly for you right now, or you just haven't finished it?
What's up?
Is that weekly for you, or you just haven't finished it?
It's weekly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm caught up with it.
Okay.
That's called The Offer. It's on Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't
Yeah.
refuse.
It's on Paramount Plus, and I'm pretty sure it's just a mini series. It's just gonna be like a one season done, but it's like the true story of how The Godfather got made, and like the movie from 1972, I believe. But it's got Miles Teller is in it. God, Miles Teller is fucking phenomenal. People have been like, man, he's so good in Top Gun, and it's like he's good in like everything. I don't think I've seen a bad movie.
It's called Maverick.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I don't think I've seen a movie with Miles Teller in it where I'm like, I didn't like the way I don't know. I think he's awesome.
The Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen that. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. That might just be the writing, though. I don't think that has anything to do with the acting.
Yeah, 100%.
But that show's awesome. I binged watched a new show with Andrew Garfield called where is it? Under the Banner of Heaven.
Under His Eye.
It's on Hulu. It's a Hulu original.
So just like Handmaid's Tale.
Yes. Starring Andrew Garfield, who is a Mormon detective who lives in a Mormon town, and he's trying to solve...
This sounds like the beginning of Handmaid's Tale.
He's trying to solve a double murder. Why was it sound like Handmaid's Tale?
Because
Handmaid's Tale is all over the country.
Yeah. But it was like religious Christian zealots that ended up turning the U.S. into what the Handmaid's Tale country is like.
Gilead.
Yeah, Gilead. But anyway, so he's a Mormon detective.
Who's trying to solve a double murder in a Mormon town.
So it's a small town? Or what year is it set in?
The 80s.
Oh, okay.
It's like mid 80s, I believe. Dude, it is really, really fucking good.
I thought you were going to say messed up.
I mean, it's fucked up.
Oh, okay.
But it's really good. I'm not here to like disparage anybody or anybody's beliefs or anything like that, but like there was tons of things about the Mormon religion. I mean, I'll just be plain old realistic based on what I saw. It does not paint the Mormon religion in a good light.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh.
I mean, like, there are aspects of it that, like, it seems like they're very community and family oriented, but there's, like, tons of other stuff that, like, I don't know, it just seems like it flies in the face of, like, things that other values that we hold
that they don't. Basically.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was it? Well, that satire play is called the Book of
Mormon.
The Book of Mormon, right? Why did I think it was called like the Book of Joe or something?
That's the Book of Job.
Oh, Job. What's that?
A book in the Bible.
Oh, okay. Okay. You learn something new every day.
You call yourself a Catholic.
I was saying it wrong.
But no, yeah, that show was phenomenal. It was really good, but it's like really dark. It just so much shit that I learned.
So is the entire town Mormon then that he works in?
Yeah, like pretty much.
Is he the only detective?
No. But pretty much all the cops in the town are Mormon. There is one, as far as I know, that is not, and he's a Native American. He's a Paiute. So there's a Native American detective that is his partner, and he's like the only one in the entire police station that's not Mormon.
Is it set in Utah?
It is set in Utah.
Okay. It was just a guess, and I was right.
Yeah. That's an awesome show. We should watch it. I think it's like 7 episodes or something.
Only 7 episodes? Oh.
Yeah, but they're all at least an hour long, and I think the last episode is like an hour and a half. Cool. But it was really good. But what's cool, I'll say this, what's cool about it is that like they do the thing that like Netflix has started doing a lot, where like you're seeing something and you see the story. They keep going back in time and showing you stuff. Like every time you figure something out, it also shows you in the episode, it goes back in time and you see it actually happening. And then you also see like present time, what's going on. So it keeps going back and forth.
I feel like a lot of things have started doing that though.
So like, even though one of the characters you find out is dead in the first episode, it's like right at the very beginning, you also see her alive
for most of the show.
For most of the show, because you're seeing all the stuff that was also going on. But then the other thing that they do is that they also tell you the story of the Mormons back in like the 1800s.
Like they tell you the story, or
And
like
you
they're
see it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You see it.
Shit.
You get to see it. So whenever somebody's telling a story of something that happened, because the Mormon religion was started by this man, Joseph Smith, who was like their first prophet on earth, you know, they claim. So you see stuff going on when he's alive, and they show you about all these different things that are going on. I mean, they were like persecuted here in the US, which is kind of fucked up, because that was part of the reason why the Pilgrims escaped England, was to escape persecution of religion. And then they started doing it to other Americans here just because they weren't like Protestant or whatever.
I mean, they basically did it to Native Americans too, but you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, they did it to the Native Americans, but like I'm talking about them doing it to other Americans specifically.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people that lived here didn't see the Native Americans as even like people,
Probably
kind of.
people, yeah.
They referred to them as like savages and like all
They
this shit.
did.
But anyway, very good show. Only 7 episodes on Hulu. If you have it, you should watch it. It's amazing.
If you don't have it, get it.
Yeah, or if you've already seen it and you want to talk about it, I'd love to talk about it, because it was awesome. So good. That's pretty much it. I've been some video games here and there,
You've been painting a lot.
D&D and painting. Yep,
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of painting.
Did you work? Have you been working more on your
on my
story?
campaign? I'm trying. I'm reading stuff from stuff that I want to pull, because like I want to pull stuff from some from different sources, and then I'm just gonna have to like reskin it.
So you know what was
so that it can work for what I want to do.
One thing that was kind of nice to find out, which like a part of me kind of thought it might have been like this, but most of the time when I referenced it, I was always just saying he was doing it on his own. Like, you know, we watch Critical Role, and Matt Mercer is, you know, obviously big name.
God.
But
God.
like he was talking about that 4-sided dive that we watched, that he has a team that like he'll sometimes be like, all right, if I'm working on the story elements, I need you to flesh out this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And
I mean, most shows have like a writer's room.
Yeah.
It's not just like one person.
And like I feel like I was being too hard on myself to the point of like everything that I'm trying to do, I'm literally just doing it on my own. Like I don't have a writer's room and stuff like that. So like I think for the stuff that I have kind of done, I do feel confident enough to give myself like a tiny pat on the back, just with everything that I've come up with.
Well, even finding out, sorry to cut you off, even finding out what he said about with Calamity, he gave Brennan the outline of what has to happen, and then he was like, you fill in all the blanks.
Yeah.
So Brennan gets to create whatever. That's why in that last episode, he was like, I'm going to say it right now. No.
Yeah,
and he was just like, this is canon
he's like,
now.
I'm going to introduce a piece of something, just something in canon that wasn't said so before.
Yeah.
No,
He was like, no. So it's cool to know that, like, I mean, and that's also like pretty great of Matt, that he's like, this is his baby, and he's like, I'm giving you a piece, and I'm letting you know this is dear to me, but
I trust
so
you.
take care of it.
Well,
but
then
I
also,
trust
like,
you. Do something with this.
I mean, they beyond respect each other, and you can constantly see that they're great friends, and whenever you get to see them interact. But I mean, he also made that small joke, and I mean, everyone's always going to be critical of themselves and have their own insecurities, but they made like that joke with Matt on the 4-sided dive that we watched, and then he was just like, not all of us can be Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah. You know what was funny was that Megan was asking me, like, how long have they known each other? They met on the set of Actually.
Oh, really?
The first episode that Matt's on is the first time that Matt and Brennan. And you know what's funny?
But here's the thing: that's the first time they met, but Brennan's been watching Critical Role since its inception.
So what was funny was, I think Brennan spoke about it because he got interviewed about doing Calamity, and he said they met on Actually, which is a show on Dropout TV. Which, if you've watched the podcast or listened to us, we've also played a version of Actually here on the podcast.
Has some of our biggest views on it too.
Yeah. I think we've seen every episode, so you've probably seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
The one it's in season 1. It's when it's one of the shiny questions
Yeah.
when they go through the panels and Matt says all the things that are wrong
yes.
with each of the panels of the comic in D&D. Brennan is the one that wrote that question.
Yes.
So he was there
Well,
watching
Brennan
it.
used to be the fact checker, I think.
Yeah.
Before they had now they have
Saltzman.
yeah, Saltzman.
So Brennan was there because you can hear him off camera. Because I went and rewatched that, and Matt says something, and Brennan's like, even I hadn't caught that mistake. So when Brennan got interviewed about doing Calamity, he was like, I basically like in not so many words, he was like, I basically like fell in love with him right then and there when he caught everything and caught something that even I hadn't caught in the thing that I had designed myself.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, it was like watching a master at work, just being like, and this, and this. And that was the first time that they met and talked. And then right after that, because season 1 of them actually is 2018. That was also the first year that they did Dimension 20. And that's when they did Fantasy High.
Yep.
And the very first like one shot or whatever, the 6-part one shot was Escape the Bloodkeep, and Matt played in that.
Yeah, Matt Mercer was in that one, yeah.
So yeah, it's like really cool. Yeah, they both give each other props all the time. Yeah, it's just great to see.
But anyways, yeah, so you've worked a little bit on it and stuff like that. I know you had mentioned there was something you had mentioned. Well, like in the past, I had said like if you wanted to maybe not take the whole brunt of it, or also just so you could also play that. Jesus Christ, with this cord. That you and I could switch off being DMs. You had kind of a cool idea where you were just like, what if like we made a character with a split personality, and then that way we would switch off like who plays who. But then I also feel like there would be parts where, I mean, just with our personalities, I feel like even if we're saying that we switch personalities with the character and now we're playing it, it still ends up being our character. And I feel like if we tried doing that, there would still be times where we'd be like, no, God, no, don't do that. So I almost feel like with the character that I'm going to play, I'm basically being like our shipwright, like the one that fixes the boats. So that gives me reason to stay behind on certain islands. So as long as your character is not the captain and could be something that's also like if your job on the ship is also to kind of like do stuff on there that would necessitate you to stay sometimes when we go exploring other islands, you could also make a character, and then we could still do the swapping off DM, and then we could go back into like I could help write parts of it and do my own thing on certain islands.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I thought that like you were saying, I thought that my idea would work just for the split personality thing, but like especially after hearing what like Matt was saying, like he's got a team, it made the wheels in my head turn too, where I was like, I wish that I could just tell Tito like, this is what I have so far and I need help fleshing this out. Like I want to get more, but then it's like if I start telling you shit, then I mean, it would just be like, I hope he forgets by the time we get to play 5 months down the line or whatever.
Like,
but it's like,
it's the
if
same
you don't
thing,
forget, then you're going to know everything that I told you.
It's the same thing that I've told you about before. That just turns into kind of like metagaming. So it's similar to the point of just like, if two characters are talking about doing something and then a third party member who's at the table and heard them say what they were going to do, if they start acting on information that they don't have, as the DM, you have to be able to say like, no, like, you wouldn't know to do this. Like, unless you can give me a sound, logical reason for why you're doing this, I'm not going to let you do it. There are certain times where you could tell somebody, like, no. Like, if, you know, that's why I said, like, similar to your character, which you haven't really done, but, like, I know sometimes, like, well, not anymore, but you used to be like, you know, a lot of the party members are stealing all the time. If you would just actively try to stop them without having any prior knowledge of them trying to, you know, quote unquote, pull a heist, not that they ever really have, but like, that would be like, you know, where I would come in and be like, you didn't know they were going to do this, so you can't stop something that you have no idea about. Like, that's where the term like metagaming comes from. If you don't know about it, you can't act on it. So that's the same thing. So even though I would know certain maybe know certain things, regardless of whether or not I forgot or remembered them. If my character doesn't know them, I can't act on that information.
Yeah. I think I obviously I totally understand what you're saying. I think that sometimes it just gets hard when you're all sitting there at the table. You have to like actively remember like, oh, I'm not here. I can't say anything. And I try, but I also feel like that happens a lot, especially very at the very beginning of our session when we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. There's a lot of us just sitting around and then one person's like, I'm going to the fucking, you know what, I'm going to the item shop. And as soon as that one person goes to the item shop and he asks what's there, and as soon as you say what's there, all of a sudden another character's like, oh, I'm going to the item shop too, because he heard something that he wants. And it's just like, I mean, you should have said that you were going to the item shop before. And now all of a sudden, because I said there's a magic item here that you want, now you're like, well, I'm going there. It's like you weren't going to go before.
Yeah, so and again, it always ends up being like DM discretion. You definitely do have to be careful just with a little bit of metagaming. That's all it ends up being. But anyways, yeah, similar to you, been doing a lot of D&D, working on more stuff. I have started working on kind of like world lore, where like you and I had kind of talked about how most of the time, especially when you're creating your own campaign or your own world, you don't start with your story. You start with like the beginning of time basically for your world, and how everything's kind of come to be, so that when someone is looking for information about this stuff or finds stuff, you kind of have it prepared. So I have kind of started working on that and what we have going for that stuff. I've been sorely lacking on video games, but I have been really good about watching a bunch of stuff though. I'm on like episode 61 of the Mighty Nine, which if you just do 60 times 4,
240 hours.
240 hours of Critical Role content that I've just consumed.
Usually while doing other stuff though.
Oh,
I think it was the same
sometimes,
thing. Yeah.
sometimes.
I was like painting while watching Critical Role to catch up on season 3.
If I'm lucky, I can get through like an episode and a half at work now that I've been in the office a lot lately. The best day I've had at work is I got through 3 episodes at work, which was amazing. But I've been watching that. I watched all of Moon Knight, fantastic. Keeping up on all of the animes that I've been watching. I watched the first episode of Miss Marvel, which was kind of cool. I was talking to some friends about it, how I'm skeptical on like what they're even trying to make her power right now, because it seems like they're trying to kind of like completely change it from what at least I understood it to be.
Does she not have like the stretchy arms?
But like that's the kind of thing. It's not the exact same thing as Mr. Fantastic per se. Like Mr. Fantastic is like, a rubber man. Like, so he can stretch, do all these kinds of crazy things like with his body, and Kamala was like, Miss Marvel was more of like similar to that, but then she could also, her thing was also just kind of like growing kind of different parts of her body. So instead of thinking like, oh, I'm stretching all this length, it was more like I'm growing my arm out to here. Or she would just grow fists huge and fight like that. I mean, in the Marvel's Avengers game that came out, that one that I was playing a while back, she was one of the main characters you could play as. She's like the first one. And like her ultimate move was that she like grew to like a giant size, which isn't a thing that, Mr. Fantastic does. So they're like similar, but they're not exactly the same. But that was supposed to be like her power. And now it seems like, and number one, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be an Inhuman. Now it seems like the MCU is basically, she put on, it's either going to be an alien like
Gauntlet?
I wouldn't say gauntlet. What's something it's like jewelry that would just go on your wrist, and it's a bangle, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's like either like an alien bangle or it's like a magic bangle, and it's like giving her powers. So, but it looks like an energy manipulation. Like it doesn't seem like she catches somebody in the first episode, and it doesn't look like her arm like grew to catch the person.
Looks like
It
Scanlan's hand.
yeah, it looks like the energy kind of came out of her to catch the person. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know if I like that per se, but you know, it was all right. I don't think
Real quick, how did you end up liking the Avengers game that came out?
that one that came out a while ago.
Yeah.
It was subpar. It was all right. I feel like a lot of people liked it that could play cooperatively and like continuously level up their characters because there was a lot of like side missions that you could potentially do.
Was there also loot? Like
Loot?
was like loot crate
Yes.
shit? Like you had to did you have to pay actual money for some stuff?
There
Because
was,
I
like,
heard there was some stuff about what's it called? Like micro transactions.
microtransactions, yeah. There was definitely microtransactions depending on like getting different loot, but you also got loot throughout like the game and stuff. So
Some people are saying that unfortunately Gotham Knights is going to be the DC version of that game, the Avengers game. Cuz there's some stuff that's already been said about Gotham Knights and they're like there's going to be this and there's going to be this. And then this guy was like, that's some like it was a TikTok. It was like that sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before? And then he was like, "Oh yeah, this piece of shit game."
So here's the only thing I'm going to say. I'm almost 100% positive that Arkham Knights is still being made by the same company that has made the Arkham series.
Right. And
So-
you were allowed to
so-
play as different
okay,
characters
okay, yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
but
But what
in
I'm saying-
Avengers it was you could switch through the characters.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the combat system, when it comes to fighting enemies and using the gadgets, has been the same all the way through all these games. So if this is still the same company making the same game, you can number one, I'm still gonna expect that. I do not see it being anything close to that Avengers game. You're still gonna be like the Avengers game was mission orientated. You have to
Yeah,
pick a
but if
mission,
there's
then you go to an area.
microtransactions, that takes away from you being able to like and if you favor one character, then it's like this level is forcing me to play as Batwoman or Batgirl, but my level 16 character is Nightwing. So then you're like, now I'm playing as a level 1 Batwoman because I've been playing as Nightwing the whole time.
Batwoman's not in, it's Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl.
Yeah.
But it's like now I'm playing as a level 1 Batgirl when my level 16 character is this character. So it's like if you only favor one character the whole time that you're playing and the mission specific missions that are like you have to play as this other character, that's where that could get kind of annoying.
You did level up in the Arkham series, right? But did it give you like a number? Like I remember you would get like experience points, but I don't remember you were like level 30 Batman. I just think you would get like
Yeah,
you would
but
level
you
and
would put the
you would
points
get
in what
the
you
points in
wanted.
what you wanted, yeah. But either way, at max level, everything was maxed out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were able to max everything out. But if they're saying that there's going to be microtransactions, you might not be able to max everything out. You might be like, then it like in a way makes it a little bit harder, but it's also dumb because then it's like pay to win. It's like, oh, we're going to give you enough points so that you can get everything at least to level 2. But if you want and a few things to like level 4 or whatever, but you're never going to be able to get all things to level 4 unless you pay us an additional $25 so that you have enough Wayne tokens to upgrade the rest of your gear. And it's like, really? That's so stupid. It's like, so it's not about working hard. It's not about me being able to work hard and play well and get points to upgrade my shit. It's, oh, I bought the game for $70, and now if I want the Batarang upgraded to 4, I have to give you $5. So anything with microtransactions is straight garbage.
Yes. Well, it's like it'll just be like, I mean, even if that happens, as long as the game stays true to kind of how the other Arkham games have played, I still think I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of it. And I'm very much someone who can easily ignore microtransactions. Like, I don't think there has been a game that I have specifically hated because of microtransactions. If the game is trash, it's just trash.
Yeah. Like, I still like playing Clash of Clans, but, like, you can upgrade.
do?
Yeah. It's like you can upgrade your stuff. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can. It's like, but you have the chance to do it, or you can spend real money and just get a bunch of gems so that you can just pay for all the upgrades and just have the best shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, where's the fun? Then you're not even really like battling against other armies or anything like that. It's just I spent $600 and now I have the best base, and it's like, cool. Who cares? And now what? Now what? You're not playing it. You have nothing to look forward to or whatever. I don't know. I can't believe how like some stuff like for Fortnite, like maybe spend money for your like, oh, I want this one skin that is just really cool or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like, oh, every time a new skin comes out, I have to buy it or whatever. It's like, you can only put one skin on your character. Only one. You can't put them all on at the same time. Just some of that stuff doesn't make sense. I once heard somebody said that they spent like $300 actual dollars to buy a knife in, what's that game? It's the Tom Clancy game. It's not Splinter Cell. Rainbow Six. The Rainbow Six game.
They spent
$300 actual dollars so that they could get this really cool fucking knife in that game as a microtransaction or whatever, because it was a super limited edition. It's just to me that was before it, but to me that just sounds like an NFT. It's like, well, you own one of 10 knives that like there's only 10 of these knives ever, but it's like but it's virtual. It's in a video game. It's not like you own the goddamn knife. I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Definitely for sure. Well, there was something I was gonna do, but I mean, once again, it seems like we catch up on a bunch of stuff, and we've made this one pretty long already, to the point of like, if we start talking about the other thing, I feel like we'll just cut it short. So, I think we could probably wrap it up right there.
Sure, we can wrap it up right there.
We'll wrap it up right here, guys.
After a rant.
Yeah, after a rant. Good old rants. Guys, if you like this episode, if you dislike this episode, if you want to talk about things that you would want to see or hear on the podcast, or things you want to stop hearing or seeing on the podcast, please reach out to us. And you guys can always reach out to me on Twitter and Instagram at BanditoTito93. What about you, Junior? Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at pops.maniac, as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. Yeah, go ahead, shoot me a DM. Let me know what you guys like, dislike about the show, or just talk to us about anything. Anything that you guys want to hear our opinion on, that you want us to talk about on the podcast, go ahead and let us know, and we'll do that. Don't forget about merch. And finally, I know I've been saying this for a couple weeks, we're finally going to actually live stream on Twitch for the first time. Tito and I have decided to start a Twitch, like a Twitch channel, where I think for the most part we're going to be playing 2-player games, either co-op or like versus games, and then maybe once in a while one of us will just hop on and play a single-player game. And maybe the other person will still be there. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, guys, that'll be tomorrow, or yeah, that'll be Friday. I mean, if you listen,
it's the same day that the podcast will come out.
It'll be later tonight then.
It'll be later tonight.
All right. Anything else to add, Junior?
No, that's it.
All right, guys. I've seen another podcast. Okay, boy.